My dear teachers and students, here I am making an attempt to teach you how art can be integrated with the learning process and how art can be integrated with the integrated project and how it can be related to an enrichment project. Along with that, we can see what are the chances to integrate art of the pair, state or the union territory. So here the two physical features I have taken. First one, we can see the mountainous regions. It is stretching from here, that is Ladakh, and through this here in India, that is until Arunachal Pradesh. So the mountainous regions are divided into three, that is Himachal, Himadri and Shivalik. Himachal's height, here you can see the violet color and the white color. The white color represents more than 6,000 meters, and here the violet color in between 4,600 meters, and here comes India's highest peak K2, that is Kanchenjunga. And while we move to here on the border of China and Nepal, we can see Mount Everest. Its height is 8,848 meters, and here its height is 8,586 meters. So here 8,848 meter and here 8,586 meter. Then comes to the Himadri. Then the Shivalik is regarding the height and width. You can analyze. If you are relating maths, that way you can draw it. You can see the pie diagrams or the multiple bar diagrams. That way, with the help of the data, you can write about it. Then comes the foothills of the Shivalik. From there, this area, the plains can be divided into four. First one, we can see what is meant by Babar. Babar extends from 6 to 8 kilometer width. There, pebbles have been found as pebble, because of the pebbles most often, no rivers, we cannot see more rivers there. Huge trees we can see here with heavy roots also we can see in this area, that we call it as a Babar. Then moving to the next, we can see that the marshy land, swampy land we can see, and the rivers are re-emerging this area. Rivers are re-emerging, and because already majority of the rivers are moving around this area. Here comes a Manasarovar, and it is moving here. This way enough tributaries are there. And so the second one is a Terai region, marshy region. The rivers are re-entering there, and after all, and it is also a dense forest. Enough wildlife are there. So you can understand how it can be related to the wildlife, how the science can be correlated with the dense forest are there. As dense forest, what are the different types of trees we can see? What about its canopy? What about the bushes and plants and creepers we can find? Then moving to the next one, the Bangar region, it is consisting of sediments. When the river flows on both the sides of the river banks, enough sediments will be accumulated. After all, flowing, the sediments will be accumulated, and that we call it as alluvial soil. That is deposits which are older one. The sediments are older one. That also can be called as a calcareous deposits, which is consisting of the limestone and other components also. So then comes the next one. We can see the newer alluvium soil, that we call it as Khadar, which is much fertile soil, which is where we can see the agriculture will prosper that area. This is about the northern plains. It is extending to this area also. As the rivers are moving, the Ganga, Yamuna, other tributaries and other rivers moving. Along with that, we can see the Brahmaputra also. The Brahmaputra's another name, we call it as a Sangpo River. Sangpo River is reaching the Arunachal Pradesh, and then it calls as Diyang. Then it is, when it is reaching Assam, it is known as Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra is a rash river. It often floods and it is affecting the normal life of the people. And here the Ganga is flowing and it is entering into Bangladesh. Here also the Brahmaputra is also entering into Bangladesh. When it is entering into Bangladesh, we can see that its name is Jamuna. Its name, we call it as Jamuna. So Sangpo, Diyang, Brahmaputra and Jamuna. This Jamuna is joining with the Ganga, and after all we call it as Padma. Then when it reaches Dhaka, it is called as Meghna. So we can see a large number of rivers are joining here, and in this, by this area we can see that enough sediments are formed, even though in the Bangladesh, here we can see the West Bengal. Here enough sediments are formed in between, so the rivers cannot move. Because of the sediments, they cannot move, so it will bifurcate, it will divide and move. So the deltas may be formed. Small deltas may be formed. Here also the deltas are formed, and in this deltaic area, this area nearby, it is the area of Sundarban, or it is famous for mangrove forest. It is also known as, this mangrove forest are known as Sundari trees. What is the importance of Sundari trees? It is having aerial type roots. Even in water they can survive, they can grow. And how it can be connected to disaster management? Yes, this mangrove forest will protect the coastal areas from the tsunami, or when the waves occur, when the coastal areas are affected by huge waves, this type of mangrove forest will protect. So that is why we should conserve this mangrove forest, or we should give more possibilities to grow the mangrove forest. So here we have seen how it is connected to this, and what I told here, that let us see what about this three-dimensional diagram. This is a three-dimensional diagram, three-dimensional physical environment I have shown here. I made a little attempt here with the materials what I am using, the visual arts based on three dimension. Yes, on this map always we used to have a key for the map. Here just see these white beads, I have used it here. These white beads, here also the white beads. Here I will use this show the neighboring countries, and this one is the Manasarovar. Only the tingling sequence I have used this Manasarovar. Next we can see all these tingling type of sequences, the blue color which is representing the water, and this is used as a thread. This thread is used to indicate the mountainous regions of Nepal, and here comes Sikkim, and here also I have used, according to the elevation, some brown color has been used here. Yes, only this white beads is showing the pebbles, which I already told you regarding the area of Baba. So this elevated area, this one the Kanchenjunga, that is 8586 meters. Then according to the elevation, the violet color and the white color, whatever beads I had, that only have used here. Then the yellow color, here comes the thread of that is mountainous regions, is Himadri, Himachal and Shivalik. At the foothills of Shivalik, we can see the Baba, which extends from Indus to Tista river. This is Indus. Here, you know where from the Indus is flowing through this way, and the mouth of the river, it emptying into the Arabian Sea. And here, the Tista river, which is starting from here, China, through China, and it is crossing the Sikkim. It is through the Sikkim, it is moving here. So till this area we can see the Baba. that is where 6 to 8 kilometer width, that much only the pebbles have been formed. How the pebbles are formed here? When the rivers are flowing through this area, you can see that the rock, metals, all the sediments it may be carrying, all the materials it may be carrying, and after all the rocks will fall down here. When the water moves and moves, you know, the rocks will be refined way, in a refined way, and the shapes will become like a pebbles. And so the pebbles will be formed, and this area huge trees can also grow in between, and these huge trees are having huge roots are also. And next we can see that the rivers started to re-emerge in the Terai region. This Terai region, I already told you, thick forest, wildlife is there, enough rivers also started to originate. Then comes the older alluvium soil, then comes the newer alluvium soil is formed in the Khadar. So Baba, Terai region, then the older alluvium we call it as Bangar, and the newer alluvium we call it as Khadar. Yes, here it is calcareous deposits we can see, and this area most often is found which is favorable for agriculture. Enough large number of people live in this area. We have learned that because of the fertile alluvium soil, and the alluvium soil, how much thicker it is, about 1300 meter, more than the thicker. Even we could not find out the real quantity of the alluvium soil found in this particular area. And here comes it, when the rivers move, it cannot move further, in between sediments have been formed, and it will, the rivers will distribute, and the distributors will be formed, and here comes the mangrove forest. So that is regarding the northern plains, and northern plains, this will extend to this way, and is here it is that is the northern plain is extending to that area, and this blue color where we can see the Brahmaputra, and Brahmaputra is moving towards this area and entering into the west, the Bengal, that is Bangladesh, and it is having different names we have seen. And as it is moving towards the different countries, I didn't mark it here, that is all regarding the visual arts. And next we can move how it can be integrated to the art integration of another state. As Kerala, we have taken Himachal Pradesh, how we can integrate it the art form of Himachal Pradesh. Let us see. Here we can see art integrated learning based on three-dimensional visual arts. What are the categories the CBSE has given? Is clay modeling, murals, graphics, wood carving, soft stone, plaster of Paris, applique work, collage mobiles, pottery and ceramics, masks, puppets, textile designing, layout, illustration and photography. Layout illustration, when you are writing the project or assignment, there you can use different types of layouts you can use, isn't it? That way, or some flowers you can draw, like that is a layout. Then construction puppets and their costumes, improvised puppet stage and puppet theatre, then aesthetic organization of the physical environment, that means it is enhancing the land area that way, and landscaping, designing school magazine, wall magazine, posters for school functions, and greeting and invitation cards, then making brochures. All these are some of the three-dimensional activities. How you can interrelate with the pair state or pair union territory. Okay, first of all, once more we can say that there can be up to 8th standard, it can be an integrated project. So earlier what I have showed it, that can be taken as an integrated project up to 8th standard. or that can be taken as an enrichment program, enrichment activity, also for the 9th standard especially, they are having the physical features. Or it can be taken as a disaster. So how the disaster it moves, the Ganga or Brahmaputra or the rivers or the avalanches that take place, how it is. So that way you physical features you associate with the disaster management and how it can be solved, what are the preparedness, but how we can solve the disaster. That way you have to move. Then we have seen what about the teaching learning process, how a topic can be learned, with the help of a painting or with the help of a drawing. With the help of a drawing is there, I told you, when the rivers are moving, when the rivers are moving, the deltas will be formed, and at last we can see that this way delta will be formed, that is they cannot move further, so the rivers will started to move this way. This is known as a distributaries, that is they cannot, because of the delta, because of the formation of the delta, that they cannot move. So that is how the distributaries are formed. But tributaries means some rivers which are joining along with the main river, that is tributaries. So with the learning process also the paintings or drawings can be used. Here when we are connecting with the other states, let us see what about the crafts. When we have gone through the Himachal Pradesh, we have seen different crafts forms are there, metalworks are there, beadwork are there, the Vika works are there, and when I searched it, I found that they are making a chapel, making a footwear with the help of the wools taken from the sheep, and at the same time the sole has been made with the bark of the tree. So that is a particular technique how they are making. So if we relate to Kerala, it is not need to relate to Kerala, but you know that how we are, if they are making a project, they will see that we are using the coconut husk, we are using to make the coir products. Enough coir products are made in Kerala. And how, what about their lifestyle, what about our dressing patterns. So when you look at the Himachal Pradesh, you can see the dress forms. This, with the help of this, by studying the dress forms there, you can make a puppet, and costumes also you can make. And what about the jewelry, what type of jewelry they are wearing, and a special type of jewelry also they are wearing. So that also you go through that and you make it. If you made it, that is a project or assignment or a learning process you have done. So according to that, 4 or 5 students are there. When they look forward that some of them may be writing music, some of them may be literally so well versed, some of them may be singing songs, whatever they have learned, some of them may be drawing that, some of them may be having this type of molding, some 3-dimensional activities they may be undergoing, or they may be having some theatre work. So this way, different ways people, the students will learn a topic. So that different ways we can bring together. Or suppose a group has been given, suppose 2 of them are well versed in drawing, let them draw, because the 5 of them have to separately submit the reports of the project. That is the importance. And you, and whether it is possible, you relate with your pair state. And some project it is compulsory. Anyway, it is compulsory to interrelate with the pair states art form. Art form means how they are dressing, what is the particular dress patterns they are using, what about the festivals and fairs they are enjoying or celebrating, and what type of food they are having. These are some of the art form. Food means making of a food. Cooking is a particular art form. So that way we have to connect. That way we have to connect whatever we have learned, you have to connect it. And I know that in 10th standard Hindi there is a lesson regarding soldiers, about soldiers. I think Himachal Pradesh border soldiers. The soldiers who are there, they may not be having the chances to visit the festivals and fairs. So just you can write a brochure, you can write an invitation card that is we are making a function nearby your area, or you can come and visit our area, and like that you can give a feast to them. So this way you are along with the studies, you are enjoying, and with a joyful manner you are learning what are the art forms of different states associated with you. As it is Kerala's case, it is Himachal Pradesh. Suppose it is about Jaipur, that is about the Rajasthan, it is about Assam. Assam is the pair state, what the Assam is doing, what about the Assam's dance form, that way you have to relate. So art form has to be related, not about the crop or thing. The art form, how they draw, what is the peculiarity of their drawing, what are the peculiarity of their jewelry making. In Himachal Pradesh, chiseling is there, how they are cutting that metals and carving and making that. Some plates they are making. So go through that, and whatever you can, you do it. So a puppet you make, and what is the dress forms they are using, that dress forms you just stitch and use. That is a project you are doing, because you found out that what you are finding out, that is a project. What you have learned already, that is an assignment. What you have learned in the class, that you are producing, that is an assignment. But something you are understanding, something you are finding out, that is a project. So you can find out enough possibilities there. That way, so craft work you assimilate. Then another thing, suppose you are connecting with the COVID-19 or any disaster. When a disaster occurs, what happens? It will affect the economic activities. It will affect the economic activities. So of course we can relate to these crafts, paintings, the dress materials, the textile of these industries. What will happen? There are no enough market. Absence of market will lead to downfall of the economic activities. Whatever economic activities are there, all these economic activities are affected. So the economy is going into a problematic way, or it is moving towards a poverty. So that is the after effect of COVID or a disaster. So disaster also, when you take a disaster, or when you are talking about a COVID or any disaster, you can associate with what happens to the economic activity. When it is associated with the economic activity, it is economics. But when you are making into what happened to the textile, clothes regarding, what about the textiles there, we can see that of course people are not moving from one place to another place. All of them are working at home. So most often the textiles could not sell out their product. What about the textile? What type of texture, colors they are using, that you can draw, this that you will get from the net and show that this thing, what is happening, or you can search and you can find out that yes, they could not survive because no market for them. Not only that product, several products could not find a market. That way think and relate the products, what you found there. At least you write an invitation, or at least you write a brochure. Invitation card means what are the art form we are having, is these are the art form we are having, these are the festivals we are having, all of you come and visit our area. Or if you are having a brochure, you just write a brochure. Yes, you reach this aerodrome, you reach this railway station, from there this much kilometers you walk, you travel, you will reach, a fair is there, exhibition is there, there you can get enough products like that, potteries or ceramics or puppets or textiles, different types of products made out of plaster of Paris. That way you relate. I think at least you got an idea regarding the how art integration can be along with the other states. So other states we have to, those who do not have, you have to find out that. I will make an effort to explain with the other states also. Okay, anyway, how much support you are giving, I am thankful to you. Thank you.